Hello friends, welcome to Csharp Space. Today in this video session we will discuss about how to create a CRUD operations using repository pattern in ASP.NET MVC. So let's start. We open our Visual Studio. Here I already created one blank project for ASP.NET MVC. This is all the default files that is created while we choosing the MVC pattern. So I am using here entity framework for database related activities. So for this, we need to add edu.NET entity data model to connect with our database. So I'm click on new items and then choose here data and it's edu.NET entity data model. It's I'm renaming it as employee. Then click on add and next. Here we choose our database name. I'm choosing here my local DB for testing. Click on OK. Here we rename it like employee context. Click on next, and this retrieve database of database information from this DB. Here we performing CRUD operations on this TBL employee table. And click on finish. Now this adding all the entity frameworks related files and DLLs into this project. This will take some little bit time to add all the files into this project. Now all the files and DLLs is added into this project. This is the default gated that we select the tables. So this will create a design for this and all the related classes to here. So first of all, we need to add one folder like name as a repository. And here I am adding one interface that is name as a I interface, I employee, and click on add. Now I am here we create an interface for this employee class. So I'm writing here it's an interface, and here we create a different method definitions for insert, update, delete, and fetching the record from DB. So like I'm adding this enumerable TBL employee class, TBL employee. We need to add namespace for this. So I'm pressing control dot. This will adding a model name for this. Then it's get employees, and then I'm adding like a get employee by ID, like fetching the employee record by their employee ID. So get employee by ID. Here we need to pass ID, and then adding one method for add employee record. So here we pass this class object like emp, and then update the employee record, update employee. It's a TBL employee, emp, and then one method for delete employee record. Here we pass their id, and one for save the all the db related activities to make change effect on db. Now we need to create one class for implementing this interface. Now I am adding employee class for implementing this interface. So I am adding here, it's employee. Now here I am adding the db context object for uh, this this entity data class to here. So I am writing it public. We need to scope is either private because we need to use it here. So private read only, and then we writing the our db context name here. So I'm writing this name. It's employee context. So I'm adding here. It's employee context. We need to add namespace for this. So I'm adding the control dot. Now we writing object name. It's db dot context, and then we need to inherit this interface. So it's I employee, and we need to implement all the methods of the interface. So I'm directly add this. It's implementing all the methods of this interface into the implemented class. Now I'm adding one constructor for this public employee. Here we add to this db context is equal to a new employee context. We initialize the memory for this, and one more parameterized constructor. It's employee, and then employee context, and then it's a db context, and then it's added to here. It's db context is equal to this object name. It's db context. Now we add the code to add the employee. So here I am writing a return, or here we need to save the record into the db, so no need to return any message to the view. So I am adding this db context dot dbl employee dot add, and then pass this object name, and then save. This save is using for save these changes to the db. We later add the code into this method. Now I'm adding the code for this delete method. So it's where we firstly find the record by their employee id. So where employee equal to db context dot tbl employee dot find by their ID. And if employee is not null, then we delete this record dot tbl employee dot remove this object from db. Now adding the code for this get employee record by their ID. So we return db context dot tbl employee dot to list sorry for this tbl employee dot find and then by ID. Now we are to code to find all the employee that is present into the DB table. So return DB context dot tbl employee dot to list. This converted all the record into the list and into the list like IEnumerable and return to the view. Now I'm adding code into this shape and update employee. So for update I am writing code for this. It's db dot entry and then it's emp dot state equal to entity state. We need to add a namespace for this. It's using system dot data dot entity dot modified and db context dot save changes. It's save changes here, and then adding one more method for disposing the object while their use is completed. So I'm adding one virtual method for this. It's public virtual void dispose. I'm adding one bool parameters like disposing then add conditions for this while not this dot dispose we adding one more variable here. It's like a private bool dispose equal to false, and then we use this variable here. It's dispose, then db context dot dispose, otherwise we need to add one more conditions here for checking this disposing is true or false. So it's disposing, and we add this dispose code here. Now we set dispose dot that variable equal to true. Now one more method, like white, it's dispatch is it's a dispatch which is true, and then like gc dot surface point light is this object. Now this code is completed. Now we go to our controller. Here I am adding one more controller for this CRUD operations. So I am adding here it's empty. So it's employee controller. Now click on add. Is adding the controller for this controller file to here. Now we need to inherit this interface to into this controller file. So I am adding here it's private read only. So I employee, and then like employee, we need to add a namespace for this. So I'm pressing a control dot. Now I'm adding constructor for this employee controller class. It's employee equal to we need to instantiate this their values with employee context entity data model. So here this will contain two objects. It's employee context. So I am writing here it's employee context. Need to add namespace for this, and we also add new keyword here. Now I am adding another constructor, employee controller, and here we're calling this interface. It's employee, then is employee is equal to employee. Now we go to this index method where we get the list of all the employees that is present into the DB. So I'm writing here it's where employee equal to employee object dot get employees, and then we return this view. And now I am adding another action method for details, like action result details. Here we get ID like where employee employee dot get employee by id, and then return the view. Now I am adding this create method for adding the employee into the DB. It simply return a view. Now I need to add a post method for this. This is the HTTP post, and so validate anti-forgery tokens for protecting this from anti-forgery attack. Here I'm passing the TBL employee, and if model state is valid, model state dot is valid, then employee dot add employees, TBL employee, then it's employee dot save, and then return to index method, return to action. If it's a TBL employee, oh no, it's a index method, and it's anything error is occurred, then this back to this. Now this method for adding the new employee record into the table. Now we're going for next, like edit. So change it as edit. Here we find the record. Now we adding a post method for this is a HTTP post, and here I am adding the edit method for here. It's edit, and we also add anti-forgery for this. Validate anti-forgery tokens, and here we pass the object CMP, then check is model state is valid, this dot is valid, and employee dot update so TBL employee dot save, and then we return to the index method for reflecting the changes. Return to action, and if any error is occurred, then this remain on the same page. it's a trivial employee, this object name. Now I'm adding one more method for delete. It's a delete. Here we get the record, employee record by their IDs, and then one getting one post method for delete the record from DB. So I made it here. It's HTTP post, and like it's a confirm. So like is action name and change it action name, and this action name is as delete. Here I am changed like a delete confirm. So this view for showing the details, like you want to delete this record. So here after pressing the delete button, this method will be called, and then it's validate anti-deposit token. No employee dot delete employee, and here we pass their IDs. Then employee dot save the changes into DB, and then redirect to the index method. Yeah, all this methods is completed for insert, update, delete, and details. All this method code is completed. Now in next step we need to add a view for this. So for saving the time, I already created a view for this. So I simply copy this from here and paste into this employee view. This view for creating the employee record into the DB. So this bind all the models from the DB. This for delete, this for details, for displaying the details, and this for edit, and this for index methods. Here into this create method, this creating a form for inserting the record into the tables, is the validation summary and deposit tokens, and the labels for the models are different properties that present into this employee model class. To this, say email ID, employee designations, and let's say created it. This for like their employee names, designations, emails. This for delete methods. So this showing the details for deleting the records. This is simply the details, employee details, that displaying the employee record by their IDs. And here this for edit, for updating the records for the selected employee. So this contain the labels and text boxes for the columns that present into the tables. This for simply displaying the list of employees that are present into the database tables. So to run these applications, so I'm simply pressing Ctrl F5 to run this application. So by default this employee index will be called. So here in DB we have one record, so I create one more entry for this, like my names, click on create. So this entry will be added here, and if we click on update, like we update our name in zip, click on details, this will displaying the record for that selected employee record, and first clicking the delete, yes, showing the message that you confirm you want to delete this record. So click on delete, this will delete the record. So this is the complete process for how to create a CRUD operations using repository pattern in ASP.NET MVC. So if you have any questions, any problems, please write in comment box. I will reply soon. If you like my videos, please click on subscribe button and for getting a latest update. Also click on notification bell. So thanks for watching. We will meet in next video session.